like at any age you can relate to having these voices and these emotions inside your head. I mean, my 4-year-old niece, I was thinking, oh, maybe she wouldn't understand it. She's like, oh yeah, anxiety, envy, joy. They really understand it. And I think it just, at any age, you can relate. It was so fun to be able to do the talking head thing of, what's really happening inside of these characters' minds. And, it's like The Office. It really lends itself to this style of comedy. And I think, it's Inside Out. It's one of the most iconic movies of all time. So I feel like it's funny, it's emotional, and you really get inside the nitty-gritty of the behind the scenes of this movie studio.
I feel like Riley is a really good kind of stand-in for everybody. I think she goes through so many things that are incredibly universal, and we just see her in these ups and downs, and we really put ourselves in there and resonate with the kind of messages and the life experiences that she's gaining. I feel like holiday times, we're getting cozy. It's a nice Disney Plus series to kind of like curl up on the couch with all your family and friends. Yeah.
There's a lot of comedy. There's a lot of breaking the fourth wall. A character can look right down the barrel of the camera. You can tell an audience how you feel that way. We got to use the idea of reactions to hearing people around you and catch that on camera. Maybe something you wouldn't necessarily write if you weren't doing mockumentary style, but to be able to make it feel spontaneous and caught off guard, feel more natural was really fun to lean into. And then we had these amazing actors to work with that could just bring the comedy gold. So it was a joy. We have Paula Pell. She voices our star, Paula Persimmon, and Richard Ayoade, who voices Zenny, and they are just the perfect pair of an odd couple. And then Maya Rudolph is there as the studio head. Coming off of the success of Inside Out 2, we feel so lucky to be coming out right now as it's fresh in everyone's mind. People will be home for the holidays. They could sit and watch the whole series together, and it creates, it's fun, and we need some light and fun in the world. So we hope that shines through as well.
I think what's really special about Dream Productions, especially coming out during the holidays, is it's so unique and so different and something Pixar hasn't really done yet. And it's a mockumentary style show, so that's very different and new to Pixar, but it still has that same heart and humor that is distinctly Pixar. And I think when fans watch the show, they will laugh and cry so hard, just like our Inside Out movies. And I think our fans are really going to love it. I loved it so much. It's like, we call it Inside Out 1.5 because it's between the original Inside Out and Inside Out 2. I have connected so much with Riley, and I grew up with this character, and so to play her now 10 years later is just so full circle.
Knowing that Paula's voice was already there for me is such a gift. I was already giggling when I was doing it, so I knew, and I know Paula's voice so well, even the places where we didn't have her voice yet, I knew how to play with it. It was so fun, and I love these movies so much, and they mean so much to me and to my family, and getting to be a part of it is just like getting to play in something that you really love. It's really cool, actually, how it's being done, and I love just it just shows you all the thought that goes into this world and taking every little thing apart. And of course there is a studio behind the dreams. It's brilliant, and it's so cool to think about the little things in such a large and dramatic way, and the idea of a nightmare, or the Canadian boyfriend is one of my personal favorites, and it's just so smart, and it just makes you feel like you're in on the joke of it.
All the dreams are very, as you will see, very different. It's very funny, it's very emotional, and I feel like the viewers are up for a really fun and very different experience that they don't know yet how fun it is. It was just so many genres in the same show to do. We were doing some horror, we were doing some adventure, we were doing a lot of comedy, we were doing nostalgic stuff, we were doing dance music. So there's a whole lot and so many genres combined together.
You know what I love is that the second Inside Out came out and was such a sensation, and then it kind of is the perfect ramp up to us, because we're a show, a limited series, but 4 episodes. And so I feel like people, when they see something as good as those feature films, they're hungry for more of it. I know when I was little and I watched something that I loved, I just wanted more of it. So it's exciting that it's an offshoot of it, and I'm very honored to work for Pixar. My God, like still pinching myself for that. This is a sort of character study about this Paula character based not on me at all. I think it's really fun to watch it in that style, and also just as a comedy writer myself, it always lends to good comedy when you have a character look straight into the camera and just be like, it's a winner. That's why so many shows have done it. So I really love that they've used that kind of form to shake it up a little bit. It's really poignant, but also very funny, and the characters are also funny.
Riley, she represents all of us in a way, it's very relatable. All of us can kind of look at her and go, yeah, I've done that, I've been there, felt that, so it's great, everyone. It's really like, it's about Riley, and it's really personal story, but the fact that we all relate to it, and we can laugh, we can cry, we can share all of the uncomfortable and happy emotions with her, I think it makes us want to see more because we see ourselves in it. Grace and Brie are back, and that's great to see, but it's actually really cool because this takes place before Inside Out 2 and after Inside Out 1. So, it's kind of that bridge before she's going into high school like we see in the second film. And you get to see a lot of more of the crew workers in Riley's mind and the team behind Dream Productions that are making these really cool dreams happen. So I look forward to seeing that.
We all have a mind, we all have imaginations, it's endless, right? And we're all curious. We have one, and yet we're always wondering how it works. What's going on in there? And I think the world just is so expansive, and there's so much more to explore in it. We had an amazing crew, and I love the style in the sense that we could get these hidden, captured moments. A character revealed behind another, or just them looking right at the camera and telling how they feel. That was something really unique to us, and so that was initially the awesome thing to join in on. And also, I worked on the first Inside Out, so having worked on that original dream sequence, and even back then thinking there's so much more we could do here. We could have so much fun with this. So making the dreams was amazing. Each dream is like a unique genre of film. So we had a blast doing that. I particularly love the musical sequence. That will always be my favorite. Giant cake dress is totally my thing.
I think the idea there was, if we're going to do something serial, if we're going to do something streaming, Dream Productions is perfect because each episode can have its dream that it's leading up to and its big cinematic moment, but then come back to a perfect workplace comedy that we all know and love, but still kind of put our new spin on it.
This one we like to call an in-between-quel. It takes place between Inside Out, the first film, and Inside Out 2. Riley's 12 years old, and we really get to dive deep into Dream Productions. And there we meet Paula, who is Riley's sort of classic director. She's been the star director since Riley was little, but now she's a little outdated. She's not quite resonating with Riley anymore, and we introduce Zenny, who's sort of an up-and-coming avant-garde director, and we get to see how much they clash on a ride.